fasting for weight loss, for brain health, for autophagy. That's what I do. That's what I research. That's what I did yesterday. I spent 5 hours refreshing my knowledge about autophagy, reading all the latest studies to create an article for Reddit, which I put out, and it got almost instantly 200 plus upvotes and comments like it's very refreshing, finally, including from other researchers and from people who are fast for a long time. Was even suggested to get pinned to the fasting subreddit, and then almost immediately it got deleted and I got banned. Well, let's look at what I said and what mods said, and you'll be the judge. So the article is about autophagy because when you fast, that's what happens a lot in your body. It's a process which does internal cleanup, which is very relevant, especially for your brain and for your heart, because let's say heart muscles, heart cells, they refresh about 1% a year, so internal cleanup is very important for them. But somehow on almost all fasting spaces, people say that if you eat couple calories of this or that, it will stop the autophagy. The thing is, autophagy, and there is a lot of science behind it, autophagy is not a switch. It's something which works more like a dimmer. You cannot kill autophagy. There are animal experiments where they actually do that. They flip autophagy with a genetic switch. And then those poor animals die from neurological complications because those neurons, they do not renew. They need that cleanup. They need autophagy. But the thing is, people who never fasted in their lives, they're okay. They can be totally okay. In fact, they can be living 200 years old or beyond. The reason is, as I said, autophagy at some low rate is always going on. You can only ramp it up or maybe slightly slow down. Second point I've made, there are multiple types of autophagy. Macro autophagy, that's what usually people mean when they say autophagy. There is a micro autophagy, chaperone-mediated autophagy, mitophagy, and even recently discovered lipophagy. I can do deep dives into those if you want. But what unites them all, they are extremely hard to measure. There are no good ways to go in the Quest lab, take a blood test, and it will tell you your autophagy is at that rate or at that amount. Pretty much all is known that your cell has a pool of energy. That pool of energy is measured by acetyl-CoA. And when that energy in the cell goes down, autophagy goes up. It's just evolutionary mechanism. So, what it means in practice, that if you do 7-day water fast, or if you spend 30 days in slight caloric deficit, we cannot even say that one is better for autophagy than another. Yeah, maybe fasting is slightly better, but there is no science that proves that. In fact, there is science that says most likely it's otherwise, that they are the same. Next point, as I said, autophagy is mostly important for neurons and heart cells. But what's important to understand that your heart cell, doesn't know where that energy came from into the cell. Came from glucose, which was stored in the glycogen in your butt somewhere. Maybe it came from glycerin in fat, triglycerides, fat molecules around, they ride around on glycerin, that glucose. that goes to your brain to feed it when the fat got burned. There is also gluconeogenesis going on in your liver, turning your muscles, unfortunately, amino acids into the sugar. That's why I talk so much about how to save them during the fast. Or maybe you ate a candy. Or maybe your microbiome is turning over. You have kilograms of biome inside of you, and it dies and rebuilds itself constantly, and what dies get absorbed into the bloodstream, and that hundreds and hundreds of calories each day. And last but not least, there is exercise, which can drain that energy pool from the cell, or it has second way to stimulate autophagy by just mechanically doing the changes and using ATP for energy. It also stimulates autophagy. So the bottom line, if you are fasting to lose weight, if you are fasting to boost autophagy, if you are fasting to get better eating habits and mindful eating, and you add a splash of cream in your coffee, or drink a little bit of lemon juice, or even eat a candy with 10, 20 calories, it's not going to do anything clinically relevant. And then you can walk for 10 minutes to balancing out anyway. In a way, what I said there, perfect is the enemy of the good. So fast, stay in calorie deficit, and you will reap all those benefits. Now, what fasting mod team said, and I don't know what they want from me, that it's a spam and autophagy is not related to fasting. So take it as you will. Hopefully you've learned something new today. And I'm going to start a short, 72-hour water fast this week. Feel free to join and do it scientifically, safely, with good prep, without any hard days. Cheers.